Hello, my name is Jada and welcome to my crochet channel. Some of you may know me and some of you may not, so I'm going to do a short little intro. I'm Jada once again, in case you missed it the first time. And I'm the owner and designer of Mrs. Moon and Heaven, a crochet brand where I make patterns for y'all to use that are both size inclusive and hopefully some kind of ND inclusive, because I myself have a little bit of trouble reading some things sometimes, so I want to make it as easy as possible for people who want to make the pattern, including photos, sometimes video tutorials on here, which I will be starting up soon once again, don't you worry, and having very clear and written direction. So I also wanted to give an introduction with my most iconic crochet pieces. Now, I think every single crochet piece that I make, that pretty much anyone makes, is pretty much iconic because it was literally a strand of fiber spun together that you made into clothes. And if you're asking me, that's magic. So every single crochet piece, knit piece, fiber piece that became something is iconic. Do not get it twisted. But these are some of my personal favorites. I'm sure the list continues. Every time I make something and it looks remotely good on me, I'm like, hell yeah, this is my favorite piece. Speaking of, check out this top. Hello. Literally just finished it this morning. I've been working on it all weekend, kind of. Weekends are made for me relaxing, guilt-free. I know, capitalist society, what is up with that we can't relax without feeling guilty. But I like to do things on the weekend that make me happy, and typically I crochet some of that time because it does make me happy, but I try to do pieces that are just for funsies, just for me to have. However, this is very, very cute, and I'm thinking of maybe making a tutorial of some kind on here. I dabbled around the idea of writing a pattern, but the thing with like these tight tops, bralette cups, especially with all different kinds of boob sizes, it's pretty difficult, and I learned that while I was extending the sizes for the June bralette. This is the photo of that here. That was one of my first patterns I ever made, so I was a little naive in the fact that I should extend the sizes to make it as size inclusive as possible. So when I was doing that, obviously boob sizes are so different that it's really tough to make something that fits everybody. And although I know it's possible to make a pattern like that right now, I don't think I have the mental capacity to do it because it's like nearing the end of summer anyway. So maybe just do like a quick little tutorial on how to do this and how to customize it for you, because I did have to customize it for myself because it didn't go as planned. The back, I was gonna do like a tie thing, but it ended up perfectly reaching around my back, so that was one thing. I'm still not super familiar with how to explain that via pattern to get it to fit people's backs perfectly. And then also I wasn't planning on tying it up here, but I did end up tying it up here because it was very wide on me. I don't like this part right here. I don't like it to be super exposed, because not even just because I'm more flat chested, but because it's really bony right here for me, and I like to keep it as filled as possible. This is good enough for me, but when it's wide open, not my personal cup of tea for my own self. But that's the thing, is I want to make people feel as comfortable as possible in their pieces and thus customize it to you, because maybe you wanted to have it open because you like how that space looks open and you want to create cleavage and things like that, but we need to work around our own bodies and stuff. So I did tie it over there as well. This does come out a little bit too, so that's the thing, is I do need to workshop it maybe just a little bit. I think that this is perfect for me, honestly. I love the way it looks on me, but I want to make sure that I can vocalize it in a way that's perfect for you. So keep an eye out for a tutorial soon. If enough people want that, I will do it. I want to please the people. Anyway, let's get to what I've made. Now, I will be honest, I am very lazy when it comes to trying things on in bulk. Maybe one or two, but in bulk, even one or two, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. Like, for me to go into a dressing room of some sort when I used to go shopping a lot was a lot for me. It just takes a long time to get things on and off. So I will show you the things on me if I'm able to put it over the bralette, but things like bralettes, I'm just going to be a little bit lazy and show you the photo on the side of what it looks like. However, for anything that can go over my head, I will be showing it to you. First and foremost, I wanted to show you one of my most iconic pieces ever. Maybe the most iconic. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm gonna stop lying to you. But maybe my first, the iconic piece is the Luna Cardigan. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. This was my first thing that was like ever a best-selling thing, and This is a little piece of advice I want to give to everybody who's creating patterns, or just in general if you're maybe selling things on the internet. Give it time. Not everything is instant. I released this pattern sometime in November and it didn't pop off until the very end of December, which is still a quick turnaround time, but it's easy in the first week of announcing it or releasing it or whatever to feel discouraged that it didn't pop off right away, right? So that's a little lesson, because now this is one of our best sellers, and at first it sold like just a handful, you know? It is super large, but I wanted it to be like that. I just wanted like a nice oversized comfy cardigan that was kind of like a blanket. And the cool thing with this pattern is you can make it as oversized or undersized or perfectly fit as you wanted it to be. Look at her. Oh my goodness. Honestly, still so iconic. So I'm gonna list the reasons why each piece is iconic. Not in the piece, because I did shut off the AC so there wasn't white noise in the background. I do have graded sizes on it, but you know how when you go to a store and you want to find something oversized, you get the size over your size, but then that leaves people who are of larger sizes to either not be able to get their size or not be able to get the overfit size that they want. And then in this pattern, it's written so that it will be 2 sizes oversized for each size, or as oversized as you want, or as perfectly fit as you wanted it to be. Because this one isn't 2 sizes over my size. This is like 3 or 4 sizes over. And I measured it that way because I wanted it to be that way. And this is like the size suggestion, because this will fit up to, maybe up to a 3XL. Because this is the XL sizing in my size, but it's about 2.5 sizes over that size, if that makes sense. But regardless, there's instructions on how to make it however big you wanted it to be. If you literally wanted the sleeves to start here, you could do that. No one's stopping you, especially not my pattern. And now here's another reason why she is iconic. She is iconic because this is, you might be seeing a patchwork cardigan. You're like, oh, what's the big deal? Besides it being so incredibly cute. It is a patchless patchwork cardigan, meaning I am not sewing the patches together. Well, I'm not sewing. Me sewing and taking the time to sew, I'm not doing that. I made it a way that each patch was distinct from one another, and it looks like they're sewn together, but they're not. Now this is, I should have brought this down for one of my iconic pieces, my pumpkin patchwork cardigan. I just left it upstairs. It is so hot. I don't want to go back up there. Please don't make me. And I loved her so much, but I did sew all the patches together, and boy, did I hate that. That was when I realized sewing pieces together is not for me. And for other impatient crocheters like me that want to crochet and make things and want to do it in a fast sense, I wanted to be that person that could free you from over tedious work, things that take longer than they should, and skipping a few steps to get to the same exact place, right? And you'll notice that it's also made with extremely chunky yarn, which was hard for me to find when I first started out. I was like, why are all the yarns so thin? I don't understand. Aren't there chunky pieces? And I, along with a lot of other people, were familiar with Hope McCulley, and I saw how big their yarn was, and I was like, why can't I find chunky yarn? I feel like I would like chunky yarn because it would get me done faster with things. Yes, obviously she's impatient. She's very impatient. And so I went on the hunt, and I found, and through many reviews, I found the lovely Hobby, right? And so, by using the chunky yarn, this works up fast already, plus the fact that it is patchless. And this is actually one of the pieces that I have made more than any one of my other pieces, because it's so fun to make. The possibilities are endless. Every single one has a different vibe than another when you use different color schemes. And by the way, there's a design template in there, so that you can plan accordingly and know exactly where you're putting what, and you could see it in your head before it even comes true. And so I made this so many times. I have a Christmas version, which is this one. Get started on it. I know it's August, but come on. I know you're not going to do it really fast. I know you're going to wait till the last minute, so might as well start it now. For me, these take anywhere, if I'm doing the XL size, which like I said is like this is the size, it takes me anywhere from like 10 to 16 hours. I don't know why there's a difference between those hours, and sometimes it takes me 5 hours more and sometimes it takes me 5 hours less. And I think I'm accurately timing myself. I think it's just like a matter of fact of if I'm sewing in the ends at the end or not, which by the way, my most recent Luna cardigan, this beauty, I want to make it for myself first of all, probably a crop version. That's another thing you could do, make a cropped version, which will make it go even faster. I want to make her again, but my point is, when I was doing this, I was actually weaving in my ends as I went, and let me tell you, it is so much less painful than waiting till the end to do it. Everybody tells you that, and you don't want to believe them, but I promise, just try it out once for a piece where there's a lot of ends. Because although this is patches, we are doing color changes, so there's some ends to weave in between each color. Just do it as you go. It's not that bad when you do it like that. It really isn't. Speaking of, this is my Valentine's version. So she's simple. There was no checkers. That's another thing, is sometimes the checkers take a longer amount of time. But I made the sleeves bigger, so the sleeves took longer. This is one that I waited till the very end to weave in all the ends, and it took me, I'm not even kidding, 4 months to weave them all in, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I just felt an end. I'm not even done weaving them in. Oh my god. That's a lie. I didn't even finish weaving them in once I decided I was going to keep them for myself. See, that's the thing. Don't let yourself get to that point. Just weave them in as you go, because by the time you're done, this is a tip. By the time you were done, you're going to be like, but it's wearable and you don't see the end, so why would I weave in the ends? If you just do it as you go, you will never have that mindset. And it looks so much better. It looks so much better when you just weave it in at the end. It gives it a more professional feeling. Just do it. How cute is she? I love the big sleeves. I love being able to swim in it. I do want to do a cropped one that doesn't have as baggy as sleeves, so I don't have to keep rolling them up, because this is annoying, but I do make the cuffs smaller so that you can roll them up, because I do hate it when I have an oversized thing and the cuff is not actually made. That's the one thing about having oversized things, is the wrists are way too big for you, so when you roll them up, they just slide down. I'm going to do one for myself shortly, soon. And like I said, it's August, the things are coming up, the seasons are rolling in soon. I'm going to be doing a fall one for myself. I'm going to be doing a Halloween one for myself. No one can stop me, except for maybe my bank account, because I do have a large hobby order. And I also made this one more time for a commission. Here's a photo. It was for my friend Peyton. Please follow her on her photography account under Pork Honey. And she wanted one for a flower and garden festival in Epcot, for those of you who are familiar with that. Just to match the decor and stuff. She's so brave for wearing this in Florida as a fashion statement, I swear, even in February. I'm actually about to start another commission for her. I just got all her yarn, so another Luna Cardigan is on the way. Up next, we're going to my next most iconic cardigan, which a lot of you know me for and found me for, is my Adena cardigan. So there's a long sleeve and a short sleeve, and I first made the short sleeve for my lovely friend Adena, which is whom it is named after. I like to make things styled for my friends and then name it after them, because that's the only appropriate way to go about things. This is her in it. She sent me a lovely photo. I made it for her birthday, and I thought the style fit her so well. I went through her post on Instagram looking at what she wore when she went out, and I didn't want to make anything too similar to what she already had, but something similar enough that I knew she would like. This is what this looks like on me. It does have a matching bralette, but like I said, I'm not putting on any bralettes. So this is what this looks like on a thinner yarn. Obviously, it looks a little bit different, which is the beauty of this. If you make it with different size yarns, it'll look a little bit different. You might have to size up or size down, but like, you can figure it out. It's worth it. So this is the short sleeve. And basically, I wanted to have the same body with it, but just make super flared sleeves to give it more of a like 70s aesthetic. And so I started making it. I had a lot of extra orange yarn from when I made the pumpkin patchwork cardigan. Actually, obviously, I'm notorious for overbuying yarn. I've been better about it. Then I created a long sleeve version of the cardigan. She is my pride and joy. I'm in the midst of making a lavender one for my mommy because she wants one, but I just have to do it. I put off so many things, even though it doesn't take me that long. And this is like one of those projects that will work up so fast. The short sleeve one, granted, it is a size extra small, so obviously different sizes take longer and everybody has different speeds, but the short sleeve one takes me about like 3 hours. I would say like give or take a half an hour to an hour per each size, you know, not even. I think a half an hour. The long sleeve one takes longer because obviously sleeves take longer, and when it gets to here, it's flared, so there's a lot of stitches over here, but it's worth it. I mean, come on. Hello. Oh my god, putting this on, I'm like, I do have to make more. I do love that it's orange because I will be wearing this over the fall constantly. The amount of Adena cardigans that I made while writing the pattern is out of control, but I don't care, and I will be making more for myself. And I do want a black one for Halloween too, so she will be coming. And this one was also the sleeves. When you make the sleeves big enough, when they're uneven, you can't really tell. Count your stitches. Truly count your stitches. Look at me. Whatever, you can't tell. It's mine. It's mine, so I can wear it with mistakes. And here's the matching bralette. And it has like a little bit of a scoop. I'm gonna insert a picture of myself in it right here. It's harder to tell on me because like I said, I don't have the biggest boobies ever. But like I said, I designed this for my friend who somehow we have the same size boobs, but her things are, they're magical because look how great they look in them. I knew that the slight scoop would look really good on her and a lot of other people, so that's why I designed it like that. Here's another Adena cardigan. I made this one with thicker yarn, so I did have to improvise a little bit. If you do make it with thicker yarn, I would suggest maybe sizing up and just checking the size dimensions. It's easy to kind of figure out the sizing. You could either size up or just check it against your body because there are some instructions on like where to check to make sure the sizing is right. So I did size up. Even though I used the same size hook, the gauge was still bigger, so I just sized up a little bit. And this was my little pride one that I made with Hobby Glitter Delight with this sunset color to make this pride one, and it's super cute. I love her so much. It's a little too warm to wear it just yet, but I will be wearing all of these when the weather cools down. I should be telling you all the yarns that I use, so I'm sure like editing me will go back in and put them all under. So I'm gonna start saying them now because I didn't vocalize them before. But this one I also freehanded a bralette to wear it with, so I'm gonna insert a photo right here because I'm not putting it on. Stop telling me to put it on. I'm not putting it on. Yeah, I love her. This yarn is beautiful and so soft. It is just a tad warm though. I'm sweating. Can you see my face getting oilier? I can't put on the AC. I'm struggling. Oh, here's another one. This one is my Gemini Shrug. I also made this for Pride. I wanted to do a by Pride type of thing, and so I made this shrug with flared sleeves that you could wear over stuff. Again, I made this also with a matching bralette. The sleeves for the first one didn't come out as perfect as the sleeves for the second one, which I didn't bring down here. I was dying up there looking for these stuff for a total of like, if you spend 2 minutes in the attic, you start to die of heat stroke during the summer. So I'll just insert the photo of that other one because the sleeves on that one are perfect. These ones I kind of fudged up a little bit because it was my first attempt at it, but it's still good. It's just not perfect, but I mean I'm still wearing her out, baby. But she's cute. You know how I love the flared sleeves. I am in the works of making more things with flared sleeves for the fall, so keep your eye out for that if you love flared sleeves like I do. I've always loved them, but I never like have been able to find stuff with flared sleeves that you could buy at the store, you know, when I was still buying at like shitty brands. And then my friend gave me some hand-me-downs from said shitty brands and I was like, how did I not see this? And it's maybe because I never liked shopping in the first place, so I didn't look hard enough. But when I was wearing them, I was like, oh, this makes me feel different. And thus, I realized I liked flare sleeves and bell sleeves a lot. So that's why I incorporate them to a lot of my sleeves. The bell sleeves and the poofy sleeves. As you could see, my thing is big sleeves because I feel like not enough things have the sleeves that I want. I want big sleeves. Also, it helps with my eczema, which is something I didn't like actively think of when I was making it. You could see it right now. My eczema is flaring up on my arm. Not too bad, but it used to be really bad flare-ups. And so anything on my skin would just like really itch it, which is half of the reason why I don't use wool, besides also being vegan. But anytime I would like thrift a wool sweater and wear it, it would just make my arms go nuts. And then even sometimes when it's not that, but it's just like an itch, like not an itchier fiber, but maybe a fiber where you can like feel the stitches. Sometimes you can feel it on your skin and it feels so bad. But when the sleeves are flared or huge and bell shaped, or just like these big bubbles, then you don't feel it on your sleeves. And I know that helps for some people with sensory issues as well. The next set, I'm not gonna put on because I have a fabulous video in it where you could see the movement, is not one that I designed. It's designed by the Crochet Faerie. You're like, what is this, a tube? No, it's just sleeves. Just sleeves. It's the Mallary mesh skirt and sleeves. So here's the skirt version of it, which I plan on making a floor length skirt version soon. Whenever I have the time. Oh my god, it looks so cute on screen. So here's the skirt and here's the sleeves, and I had designed a matching tank top for it because I was like, well, if I'm gonna be this bright in an outfit, I might as well have a whole set. And so that's how I designed my Molly tank top. I made it like literally specifically designed to perfectly match the Mallary set, and this one is by me, so this one you can also buy, but also buy Eleanor's patterns. And so here's a video of it on. I know, perfect and cute and amazing, right? This one is made with Karen cakes in rainbow, Karen chunky cakes in Rainbow Jelly. I'm obsessed with that colorway so much. I kept going back and buying more and making more things with it. Speaking of, this one I haven't worn out because, again, it's still too hot. But I made, look, I forgot how cute it was. Oh my god. I made a top-down sweater, and I'm gonna be making like a guide on like top-down things on this channel because the possibilities are endless. Because the shrugs were made with top-down. This is a different top-down technique. Oh my god, this is an outfit. Hold on, I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror. Oh my god, this is such a fit. This is so cute. I can't wait to wear this. I cannot wait to wear this when it cools down. It is so cute. It is so cute. And then like the perfect stripes that I made. And also, okay, you know what's iconic about this one? I'm gonna take it off because I'm starting to sweat. What's iconic for this one is that I started off the first half, I was like literally the first half, I think, when I got to the sleeves, I finished one sleeve and I was weaving in all the ends and I was like, this is really annoying because I've always wanted to make striped clothes, but I always knew that it would result in weaving in so many ends. That's the back of it, obviously, because you could see the seam. But I figured out, I perfected the way to place a magic knot perfectly so that it would go into the next row and I wouldn't have to weave in any ends. I'm gonna do a TikTok video on that because it's very, very easy, but like there's a specific technique to it so that the magic knot is placed perfectly so that by the time you start the next row that's another color, it perfectly changes like that. It's this very simple thing. You could try it out on your own. Basically, you just have to, it's too much to explain without me showing you. I don't even know why I'm attempting to tell you. So that's that. Again, this one is one that I freehanded and I got more yarn similar to this to remake it in different colors, and I just, you know that this is a common theme with me. I plan to make more. I plan to make more of it. I'm gonna do more.
When? When do I have the time?
I do plan to make more though, but I also don't have the time. I do have, shut up. Just shut up. Okay. This is, it's so weird. Like, it's hard to imagine on, but this is what it looks like. Just like a funky, fun piece. And I do want to start making funky, fun pieces more often. Just do it. I want to. Just do it. Oh my god, not me getting frustrated with myself. I'm going to show you a photo of this on. It's a pain in the ass to kind of put on right now, like, because it's more like a bralette. Here's some photos of it on. It's so cute, and I do want to make it in different colors. This would probably be something that I kind of just make for myself. Like, again, maybe I'll do, I don't know if I make a tutorial on this. This one seems special to me that it's like free-handed and stuff. I don't know. Don't ask me. You can ask me for the other things. Don't ask me on that one because I don't know about the answer to that one. This one's a really old one. It's also one of the first things that I ever made. This was like one of the first things I had on relaunch. And I'm going to show it to you and you're going to be like, that's a napkin. That's a pot holder. It's tiny. How is it on you? That's the point. It's not supposed to be full coverage. It's this tiny piece right here. I do have like a very short video on TikTok where I just explain with words how to do it. I know that's not the best for some people, but I did have a pattern on it and I took it down because it's not size inclusive and I don't know if I want to rewrite it, so I just made a tutorial, a quick spoken tutorial on it. But essentially just wraps around like a little handkerchief, and again, the common thing is I have small boobs, so I create for me and I made it so that way like it was barely any coverage. But when I did first test it, I tested it up to a 2XL, and people who were, actually, I mean, all the people of all sizes, I think I was the only one who wanted to show, like, a lot of side boob, because I'm a whore. They had it wrap around a lot more so that this part kind of came more around here, which is easy to do, but obviously I didn't want that. If I had that, it would cover one nipple right here. But it's really sweet. It's such a cute top to wear, especially when it's hot out. This is like a going out top for me as well because it's just so cute and the color is so cute. This one was made with Lions brand 24/7 cotton, which I really love this type of cotton because it's soft enough and like it's so shiny. The fibers stay really good even when you like wash it and stuff. And they have really, really, really good colors in this one. I think that's it for this video. I have a lot more pieces that I've made, but I kind of have to do some searching upstairs. But these are like my main things that I've made that I super, super love, which is like most of my patterns. And maybe I'll do one of more wintry stuff or fall stuff when the time comes. But those are packed away right now because I don't have any use for them. And and unless you want me dying of a heat stroke looking through my attic, I'm not going to do it. And even if you did want me to do that, I wouldn't do it. That's crazy. So expect another one of these soon. I thought this was a nice little intro video to some of my work. If you're interested in any of these things, I have patterns for them unless I said that I didn't or they were made by somebody else. But everything that does have a pattern, I will link it below if you're interested in making one for yourself or making a few for yourself. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and obviously I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if this is something that you like to see, if you like crochet tutorials, because they're coming up, and I will make videos when I make them, hopefully more often. I will make them more often. This is me putting it into the air right now that I will make more often, and I have 2 tutorials in the works. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to see from me. I would love the ideas because there's only so much that could swim around up in here. If you're interested in gaming, check out my gaming channel. I have a few videos on there, which I'm also planning on growing a lot more. And check out our Instagram if you haven't, on Mrs. Moon Heaven, under all socials with Mrs. Moon Heaven, and check out our TikTok at Mrs. Moon Heaven. Again, everything is linked below. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous day. I hope this gives you maybe inspiration. I hope that you are feeling creative today. And if you're not, make sure to take a break, because it's okay to take a break. Don't feel guilty about it. Do what makes you happy. Goodbye. Thank you to our patrons. I don't have an end title song, so I'm gonna just sing. Also check out our website, mrsmoonheaven.com. Okay, thank you. Love you.